Hello, welcome to Quantum Experience channel, where your awakening starts within you. And today I'm going to talk about Kwan Yin, the Bodhisattva or the goddess of the Misericordia. So, in order to understand her and her, let's say, role on the Great White Fraternity, I'm going to talk about a little bit of her story. And it goes like this: Kwan Yin, as well spelled Kwan Yin or Kwan Yin, is a well-known figure in the Buddhist pantheon. In Sanskrit, her name is Padma Pani, which translates to born of the lotus. Kuan Yin is a goddess of compassion and manifests whenever there is someone who needs her. She's often viewed as a female version of Avalokitesvara, a bodhisattva who embodies the compassion of all Buddhas. And a bodhisattva is a person or a being that wants to become a Buddha, or means someone who is enlightened and is moved by a great compassion and as well a great will to help others the best way that that person or being can. According to the histories, long time ago in the China, there was a king who had three beautiful daughters. He hoped to marry each one of them to a suitable family, like any other king would like. But his youngest, Miao Shan, future Kuan Yin, wanted to become a Buddhist nun to learn more about spirituality and as well bring salvation to the world. She had a very good mission. He didn't like it because he wanted her to get married to a suitable family, but she didn't want because she wanted to become a nun and study more spirituality to help others around her. But after some time, he allowed her. He allowed her to go to a monastery, and it was the monastery of the White Bird. And as well, while she was in the monastery, the king gave her the hardest tasks that could possibly imagine. After some time, she was exiled by her own father. After some years after her exile, the king fell very ill, and a wandering monk came to his aid and told him the only way to save himself was to make an ingested potion made from the eyes and the arms from someone who gave them willingly. Unbeknownst to the kingdom, this monk was his youngest Miao Shan in transformation. After years of study, she became a bodhisattva. So her daughter, disguised as a monk, went to her father to help him, and this young monk was her in disguise. And after she spent many years studying spirituality, she wanted to help him because, having heard of her father's illness, she morphed herself into a monk in order to share her wisdom. In her transformation, she told the king to reach out the Bodhisattva of compassion who live atop of a special mountain. She told him to send a messenger to plead for help. So she went to meet her father to ask him to request her help, but he didn't know that she was helping him, and sent someone to other mountain on where she was to ask to make that messenger to ask for her help for her to help her father. At the top of the mountain he that heard her from, she received the messenger. Despite knowing that his illness was a result of past sins, she willingly gave him her eyes and as well arms, and it was his filial because it was her filial duty to help her father. Back in the kingdom, once again disguised as the old monk, she made the potion and saved her father. The king, now saved, cried out in gratitude. The monk told him he ought to visit the mountain top and thank the person who saved him. So he did that. When he reached the temple atop of the mountain, he was deeply saddened to see his own daughter, who he had banished without any eyes or the arms, presiding over thousands of people of followers. So he went to the mountain and he finally understood that it was his daughter that helped him, and he saw her without her eyes and her arms, but still She was doing what she liked most, help people. And he finally came to understand the suffering she must have undergone, but instead of anger, Miao Shan met him with benevolence and love and urged him to follow the ways of Buddhism and live a life of compassion. Then, with a bright flash of light, she transformed into the divine image of a bodhisattva with her eyes and arms restored. And in the Book of Sutras, the chapter 25th, says some histories that were like this that she helped people in need, and it was at least 13 stories that when she had intervened in in different ways to help people from not being robbed, people who were stolen, and many other things. And as well, after her many deeds, as the sublime goddess of mercy, with beauty, grace, and compassion, have to come to represent the ideal of the womanhood in the East. She is frequently portrayed as a slender woman in flowing white robes, who carries in her left hand a white lotus that is a symbol of purity. Ornaments may adorn her form, symbolizing her attainments as a bodhisattva, or she might picture be without them, that also a sign of her great virtue, as well compassion, but as well humble. Kwan Yin's presence is widespread through her images as the bestower of children, which are found in homes and temples. She has a stronger presence in East, especially countries like Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and as well China. But her presence is also known as well in the Western as the goddess of compassion. We can say she is somehow like Mother Mary in terms of compassion and as well love, which both of them have on a very great scale. Each one of them has their own style, but both of them are very lovely. She's also depicted with the thousand arms and varying the number of eyes, hands, and heads, sometimes with the eye on the palm of each hand, and is commonly called the thousand arms, the thousand eyes, Bodhisattva. Why? Because in this form, not because of a creepy or monster or nothing like that, but it's because she represents the omnipresent mother, looking in all directions simultaneously, sensing the afflictions of humanity, and extending her arms to alleviate them with the infinite expressions of her mercy. As well, symbols characteristically associated with Kwan Yin are the yellow branch, which sprinkles the divine nectar of life, a precious vase symbols the nectar of compassion as well, wisdom, the hallmarks of a bodhisattva, a dove, representing equanimity, and as well representing the Dharma or the teachings of the Buddhas or the sutras, the Buddhist texts, which Miao Shan is said to have constantly recited, and as well a rosary adorning her neck, which she calls upon the Buddhas for succor. As a being that has developed so much in terms of compassion, benevolence, and as well unconditional love towards the people that she helps, and as well people who asks for her help, she is what we call, let's say, an enlightened master, or better, a more advanced teacher. She is. I'm calling that. We are normally they are called the Great White Brotherhood. The Great White Brotherhood are beings, spiritual beings, spirits, brothers, sisters, whatever you want to call it, including Archangel Michael is there. Archangel Michael, Buddha, Osho, Kwan Yin, Paiseta Branca, or White Arrow Father, Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene, and so many beings. They are there. And these spirits, these beings, however you want to call them, they have developed so much in terms of love, in terms of serving the humanity, reconnecting to the gods, and she is known as the Ascended Lady Master who bears the office and as well the title of the Goddess of Mercy. This is just a title, not what she is. She's just a title because she's mercy. If you want to call Kwan Yin, let's say she's a being full of mercy, you can put like this because she installs the God qualities of the law of mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. She has numerous embodiments or incarnations, or she was incarnated several times prior to her ascension through 1,000 years ago, and has taken the vow of Bodhisattva to teach the ascended children of God how to balance their karma and fulfill the divine plan by loving service to life and the application of the violet flame through the science of the spoken word. Kuan Yin preceded the ascended master Saint Germain as a Shohan, as Kuan Yin. She is the hierarch of the etheric temple of mercy over Beijing in China, where she focused the light of Divine Mother on behalf of the children and of the ancient land of China, the souls of humanity, and the sons and daughters of God, and anyone who asks her help. There is an implicit trust in Kuan Yin's saving grace and her healing powers. Many believe that even the simple recitation of her name will bring her instantly to the scene. Devotees or people who have got a special connection with her also summon her power and as well a powerful intersection with mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, which translated means Hail to the jewel in the lotus, or as it has been interpreted, Hail to Avalokitesvara, who is the jewel in the heart of the lotus of the devotee's heart. And is everything about from Kuan Yin. And this is everything about Kuan Yin. Of course, there is much more to know about everything. Everything. As you see, Kuan Yin. I'm not saying she's a goddess of compassion, but she has the traits of character of empathy, compassion, benevolence, misericordia so developed in her when you call her, you will feel this you will feel these traits and as well her energy on around you and on the environment. And I hope you like this video and give me a thumbs up if you want, of course. Comment, like, and subscribe if you like. And is everything from this video. I hope you liked it. Comment, subscribe if you want, of course, and as well share, of course, if you want, with your friends, family, and as well communities and people or communities who like to hear more about this kind of knowledge. And for me, see you next video and God bless your life.